Good morning. This message is directed to the President of the United States, Mr. Joe Biden. Mr. Joe Biden, my name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I live in Houston, Texas. I was one of your biggest supporters. I did a lot to have you elected in the past election. But when it came to the turn of Nigeria, you did a direct opposite. You stabbed us from Nigeria, who did everything to get you elected. You stabbed us in the back. Now, I am calling on you to inform you that Nigerians who live in the United States, majority of them, I would say over 99% of Nigerians who live in the United States and Africans who live in the United States are angry with you because of your foreign policy in Africa. They see you now as someone different from what you portrayed yourself to be. But in order not to make this whole thing too long, I am calling on you, demanding that you withdraw your support for the rogue government led by a drug dealer, a U.S. indicted drug dealer, whose record you have access to by virtue of you being the President of the United States. He made a restitution when at the time the case was settled, so he won't go through criminal prosecution. But the record is there. During the campaign, Nigerians sought that this record be released, but it was blocked here. After the election, that was inconclusive, which international observers, including those from the United States, condemned as a terribly flawed election. Nigerians came back again in demand of this very important document. Once again, it was blocked. You sent a delegation to be a part of the fraud against the people of Nigeria, and directly offered help to this criminal when there was need to invade Niger. In fact, I am happy to inform you now, maybe perhaps, the United States under your administration is happy to see that the ECOWAS is dead. Now I'm putting you on notice that what you are supporting in Nigeria, the rogue government Joe Biden is supporting in Nigeria, is led by a drug dealer, a certificate forger, and an identity thief that has been proved beyond reasonable doubt, paired with a man with links to Boko Haram and Al Qaeda as vice president. The US intelligence system definitely has access to who the rogue vice president of Nigeria is. But because interest runs everything over morality, when it comes to your relationship with Nigeria and Africa, it doesn't matter. Our lives don't matter. Just like the lives of Haitians right now don't matter. Haiti, your next door neighbor. You are there witnessing the mayhem going on in Haiti right now. You could not put American boots on the ground in Haiti to quell what is going on right now. You support the rogue government in Haiti, just as you are supporting the rogue government in Nigeria and elsewhere in Africa. I'm speaking to you, President Joe Biden, that as the 2024 presidential election looms, you stand a high risk of losing all African votes unless you backtrack and take your hands off of backing Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima as president and vice president, respectively, of Nigeria. They represent darkness. They represent death. They represent terror. They represent ethnic cleansing. They represent nothing but the destruction of Nigeria. Now, let me put you on notice that over 280 young pupils, ranging between the ages of 7 and 12, were abducted from their elementary school in Nigeria. And now nobody knows anything about their whereabouts. Nigeria is supposed to have security forces. These people have come to destroy everything. They have wrecked all our strategic institutions and made the country and its citizens vulnerable. Perhaps that's what you guys want, so that Nigeria can be overrun and made ready for a second colonization. And by extension, the colonization of Africa. President Joe Biden, I thought you were a man of conscience. That was why I put all my all in supporting you. As we speak, I have 5 votes in my household that will not be yours unless you, on hearing this message, withdraw your support for this rogue government in Nigeria. They are not representative of the interest of Nigeria and the Nigerian people. If it is economics that is driving you to support these criminals, I tell you that there will be repercussions for it at the polls in November. It is not too late for you to do the right thing, both in Nigeria and in Haiti. Why does Haiti need to get 1,000 policemen from Kenya when there is always a ready American troop with knowledge of Haiti who can go in there and get the job done and reestablish democracy on firm moral grounds? I am disappointed in you, President Biden. But you can reinvent yourself and do what is right. I am not sure you are listening to yourself. I am sure perhaps you are listening to some hawks. I don't want to believe that you are part of something that is going to make Africa once again a hell for imperial powers that have held the continent down for over 1,000 years. I call on all black people, any person with black skin color in the United States right now, to ruminate over this message that I'm sending, so that they will rely on it if President Biden refuses to back off to do justice. President Biden is supporting Israel with all the mayhem that is being committed in that country. You cannot be a black person in the United States seeing black people and Africans decimated, and you are still telling the Democratic Party that they are your favorite party. It is time, since all this whole thing is about interest. If you are a black man with black skin color, with heart for Africa, taking cognizance of where your ancestors come from. This is a moment for you to stand up for Africa. This is one historic moment that you must rely on to stand up for your motherland. God bless America. And I hope President Biden will listen. And I hope the people of America will share this message far and wide enough so Joe Biden will hear this message. We are coming in November if he doesn't do what is right. We have no money to buy lobbyists. We have no money to pay lobbyists. This is the best we can do. And I know if we are determined, we can get this message. Thank you for listening, and thank you for sharing. Bye-bye.